Music technology, understanding the basic hardware setup. Before we get into all the complexities of music technology, such as using fancy effects, using different types of microphone and different placements, how to download sounds, how to record sounds, we first have to take a step back and look at the very basic setup, which is essentially just a computer. On a computer, we need to install a software which is known as a DAW or a DAW. That stands for Digital Audio Workstation. There are lots of different softwares on the market for this type of thing. The industry standard one is known as Pro Tools, and Pro Tools is used in professional studios across the world. We will be using one called Reaper. Now, Reaper was actually designed by two engineers who used to work for Pro Tools, so it is a very intuitive and capable software to use. I would say it's actually easier than Pro Tools to learn from. So you can download this from the internet. You get a trial of something between 60 and 90 days, but after then, you're simply on an evaluation version. It's the same thing. So if you have the capability at home, I would suggest that you download this onto your computer and start to use it so you can do work from home. So as I said, Reaper is a DAW, a digital audio workstation, that allows you to record and to import sounds, and then you can manipulate them in lots of different ways. And we'll discover these in the future. But for today, it's just looking at the basic setup. In order to get the sounds onto Reaper, rather than just importing them from the internet, we can capture sounds, and that's a big part of this course. So what you need is an audio box, also regarded as an audio interface or even a sound card. So that essentially takes sound as an input. Any analog source from a microphone, from a guitar lead, from anything you can imagine that would carry a normal sound, take that and then it converts it into a digital signal which is understood by the computer. Essentially, an analog signal is converted into ones and zeros when recording sound. Also have to consider the signal path. That is the direction of where the sound is coming from, where it's going to, and how it's coming back out. So when you plug in your device, such as a microphone, and it's going into the first channel, you then have to ensure that this is set up properly on the DAW, on Reaper. So make sure that channel 1 has been selected, and then it's armed. And also at certain points, if you have more than one channel, such as if you're recording a drum kit or recording a whole band live using all 8 tracks, it becomes more and more complicated. Therefore, you need to be aware of the signal path and where each signal is going to on a computer and how it's coming back out. Signal path. Now finally, mono or stereo. Just now I am speaking into a microphone. This is what you would call a mono source. So there's no need to record it in stereo, i.e. there's no need to use 2 microphones on that. Mono is absolutely fine. It would be the same if you're recording a bass guitar or various other basic instruments. Stereo would be used for some instruments, some sources, but more in particular for things like choirs or larger groups of instruments, orchestras, ensembles. So a stereo source has 2 signals. Those signals are split into left and right hand side. That recreates what your ears do. Left hand side, right hand side. So the sensation of stereo is really quite pleasing to the ears. The sound is meeting your ears at slightly different times. That gives just a richer sensation to the sound. When you listen to music at home, you're listening to stereo music. It is very unlikely the music you're listening to is simply mono. It will be made up of lots of different sources. Some of them may be mono, so it might have a bass guitar in it, which is mono, and then it has a drum kit, which is a stereo source, has lots of information from left and right, which are panned to either side. Okay. So in summary, just today understanding the basic setup. So on a computer you have a digital audio workstation, a DAW. We will be using Reaper. I suggest strongly that you download this onto your computer if you have one. An audio box isn't as important, but I will in future give you some recommendations for some cheaper audio boxes which you may want to purchase. And then input and output devices. So examples of inputs are like microphones, guitar jack leads, any sort of source like that. And then deciding if it's a mono or a stereo source. These are the stages of the basic hardware equipment that you will have to become familiar with.